It's Monday the 2nd of March from the MEN newsroom. This is Channel M's Lunchtime News and these are today's headlines. Hollywood comes home. Award-winning Danny Boyle's given a hero's welcome in Radcliffe.
Basically their attitude is, how the bloody hell did somebody like you win an Academy Award?
Also coming up, a new weapon in the fight against gun crime. Manchester's chosen to run a high-tech forensic system.
We know that every gun tells a story. What this will do is it will give us the opportunity for investigators and colleagues of mine to identify if that firearm has been used elsewhere.
And why going through security at Manchester Airport could end up costing some passengers money.
Well, we've found that while we've been giving them away, people have not just been taking one bag but taking a handful. They get dropped on the floor and the situation just couldn't carry on forever.
Good afternoon. First, it was a welcome fit for a hero. The champagne has been flowing in Radcliffe to welcome back Danny Boyle with his Oscar. The award-winning film director has been back to the social club near the home he grew up in to celebrate the success of his hit movie Slumdog Millionaire. Beverly Walkton's report contains some flash photography.
From the red carpet to Radcliffe, Danny Boyle dropped into St Mary's Roman Catholic Social Club for his usual Sunday pint of bitter and ham and salad sandwich, only to be met by a mob of fans and an army of paparazzi, all eager to catch a glimpse of the Slumdog Millionaire creator, following his 8 Oscar haul in Hollywood for the film last Sunday.
It's
been a bit of a bump back down to earth.
Well, it is because because they. Basically, their attitude is, how the bloody hell did somebody like you win an Academy Award?
As a child, Danny used to spend time at the members-only club with his dad, Frank, who was a labourer back then. Things haven't changed much, and it's still where family and friends meet up after Sunday Mass.
But they're very proud, and it's a lovely environment. You know, it's my dad's club, really. He used to run this place, and so I've always been here as a kid. I used to sit at the back over there. And drink lemonade.
Danny says being in the spotlight with A-list celebrities like Kate Winslet is all very glamorous, but for him, there's simply no place like home.
You can get lost in the business. It's very easy to get lost in the glamour of it and everything like that. And some people want that, and that's fine. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But I've never been like that.
When he comes in, he's one at lads, and he will always be one at lads. We have a chat with him. We discuss football, politics, the beer, whatever. And then it's, see you down here today, bye.
His twin sister Maria says his career took the whole family by surprise.
Certainly we didn't grow up thinking that he'd go into that industry. Obviously when he was a teenager we knew he was interested in drama and that world. But even then you didn't expect him to go all the way to the top.
How are you going to spend your days now? I mean, obviously you're going to have a bit of a rest now, so what's next? Are you going to take it easy, have a holiday?
No, I've got one of my daughters has got big exams coming up in May, so I've got to put some time in there helping her and, you know, carry on as, you know, jobs around the house and all that kind of stuff, and start reading and thinking about doing something after that, yeah.
Your next project,
yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you. We're so proud of you, Danny.
Thanks
Thank you very
much.
much.
Thank you very much.
Well, this is Beverly Walkton holding Danny Boyle's Oscar for Channel M News.
A luxury city centre hotel claimed to be Manchester's finest has closed less than 8 months after its opening. The Yangtze Oriental is being put into administration and the 30 staff who work there will be made redundant. £8 million was spent on the Princess Street building before it opened. Its managing director Jerry Young says the business wasn't sustainable with massive discounts on rooms. Carbon monoxide poisoning could be to blame for the deaths of 2 men at a flat in Wythenshawe. The bodies of Alan Bolton and his brother-in-law Robert Carson were found at the property they shared in Poundswick. Post-mortem tests haven't yet confirmed their cause of death. Bosses at the housing trust responsible for the block they lived in are now checking maintenance records. Manchester's been chosen to lead the way in cutting gun crime right across the north of England. A new high-tech forensic system is to be coordinated in the city, which will make it easier for police to analyse tiny fragments of evidence from crime scenes. With more details on this, here's Kevin Duffy.
Now, when a bullet or a bullet casing such as that is found at the scene of a crime, it's as valuable as a fingerprint, and that is where the National Ballistics Intelligence Service comes in. Now, Detective Superintendent Darren Shenton is with Excalibur, which is Greater Manchester Police's anti-gun crime operation. Can you just explain, Detective Superintendent, just how NABIS contributes to solving gun crime?
OK, what NABIS will do for us, the National Ballistic Intelligence Service that's launched today, embraces modern technology. It's, you know, the forefront of available forensic examination, but vitally and most important for us is it turns that information and intelligence around and links the recovered ballistic material to other shooting incidents or other recoveries that have taken place elsewhere within the country.
We used a comparison to the fingerprint database. Is that the same for NABIS? It's effectively a gun crime fingerprint database?
Yeah, it's a really good comparison. We know that every gun tells a story. What this will do is it'll give us the opportunity for investigators and colleagues of mine to identify if that firearm has been used elsewhere, and if it has, what intelligence, what information and what evidence is available to assist that particular investigation. But principally, yes, when firearms are discharged, you know, they leave certain telltale signs. The embracement of modern technology gives us in Greater Manchester and elsewhere within the country, because this is a national system, the opportunity to understand greatly, you know, just how guns are used, where they're used and what information is available to link those offences.
Darren Shenton, thank you very much. Well, there you have it. And it does seem as though this scheme is already working. A gun which has been found this week in Greater Manchester has already been linked to 4 other firearms incidents across the country. Back to you.
Thanks, Kevin. More details have been released about the murder of a man in Bolton. Exactly a month ago, Umair Wasim's body was found in a car park near Chorley with serious head injuries. His ankles and wrists had been stuck together with duct tape and he'd been assaulted before his death. Detectives now say they think tracing the movements of a hire car he used in his final few days could be a vital clue. He was seen in a black Vauxhall Vectra. Community sentences are being criticised in a new report. Academics say they're not seen as enough of a deterrent to criminals, with some laughing as they leave court once they're given the punishments. They were first brought in 4 years ago to try to cut the number of people in prison. Some have also described feeling relieved when they get them rather than being jailed. Well, joining us now to talk a little bit more about this is Ros Hamilton from the Greater Manchester Probation Service. Ros, good afternoon.
Hello.
First of all, this report says that too many criminals consider the community sentence as a soft option. What would you say to that?
I'd say, James, that they're far from a soft option. If you imagine if you behaved in an antisocial way and you had to sit in a room with 12 other people to explain your behaviour, what you might say to that, you'd feel pretty uncomfortable. Or if you had to wear a high visibility jacket with community payback across the back and had to explain your behaviour and take part in punishment, hours of work for the community in public, neither of those are soft options. And remember, in Greater Manchester, we've actually had 500,000 hours of work in the past 12 months of punishment in the community as an alternative, sometimes to custody, but generally as punishment. And that's worth about £3 to £4 million worth of work to the community and is very much a deterrent for the offender.
So give us an idea of the sort of work that they would do then.
You mean on community punishment? Well, they could work cleaning parks, they could work with people, groups such as disabled people in the community, and then other community orders would involve alcohol treatment or drug treatment or anger management. But all of them, the factor that is common to all community sentences is that offenders have to face the consequences of their behaviour for the victim and for the community.
OK, Ros, thank you very much for coming in and joining us this lunchtime. Much appreciated. HSBC has confirmed it's planning to raise £12.5 billion by selling more shares. Bosses at what is Europe's biggest bank say it'll help them cope with the uncertain economic conditions. Cash bonuses for staff have also been ruled out. A woman whose body was found on a canal footbridge in Aldershot is believed to have died from natural causes. Police tell us they're satisfied they now know who she was, but next of kin have yet to be traced. Post-mortem tests show that she had suffered from lung and heart disease. Sir Bobby Charlton will become an honorary Freeman of Manchester later. A special ceremony is being organised this evening. We've been speaking to the man himself about what it means to him.
Well, I was very surprised. It's not the sort of thing that you think is going to happen, but when they asked me at the club, you know, that said that the town hall had been on and they wanted to do this, was I agreeable? I was really very proud. I do love the city. I've been here since I was 15, and it's always been good to me. I've always been very proud of it, and whenever people ask me around the world, you know, where you come from, you say, well, I work in Manchester, and I'm very proud about that.
Now, with reaction from Manchester United's Carling Cup win and the rest of the Lunchtime sport, here's Mike Bradley.
Thank you, James. And United are 2/5 of the way to an unprecedented quintuple, having lifted the Carling Cup yesterday after beating Spurs. Sir Alex Ferguson has played down talk of winning all 5 trophies, but the bookies don't share his pessimism, with odds as low as 9-1 being quoted this morning. United were forced to take the game to penalties after the teams finished 0-0 after extra time. And moments after he'd been on target with his spot kick, we caught up with Cristiano Ronaldo.
We win the scope. Now we are at the top of the league, Premier League. We are in the Champions League and in FA Cup. It's great. It's a great feeling. I have opportunity to win once, but it's always special to win. Tottenham play good as well. It's a nice game to watch. Both teams create a few chances, and you know the penalties is a lottery. And Manchester do better the penalties and a win. Well, it's always important to score. And I take a side, choose a side, and I put the ball there. And after the Moscow, I know the goalkeeper is thinking I'm going to put in the same time and I change. Well, it's great. It's great for me and great for the team. Well, if you see in replay in television, you can see that he kicked me in the foot, but you know, it's the ref decisions. We have to respect. Today he don't do right decision, but his situations of the game is too quick. But he don't give me yellow. I don't know why, but I respect his decisions. The lad is quite tired, but it's normal. We have a few days for recover. But the most important is we win. Well, we don't have a lot of time to celebrate, but we'll see.
And we'll have more from the game in our news bulletin with Sam Goodman from 5 o'clock this afternoon. But things aren't quite so good for England. The cricket team, who will resume the 5th test 143 runs behind the West Indies. That's after the home side posted an incredible 749 for 9 declared. That's their 3rd highest total on any test ground. Ramnaresh Sawan hit 291 and also shared a 6th wicket partnership of 261 with Dinesh Ramdin. The game now heading for another draw. Now, Ricky Hatton and Manny Pacquiao were in town over the weekend to publicise May's IBO welterweight title fight in Las Vegas. And as you would expect, the hitman is full of confidence.
I have always said I'm unbeatable at 10 stone, and I really do feel that way. It's going to be nice that the 2 for the pound-for-pound title, I think 2 nice men of boxing are challenging for it. But we're nice outside the ring, but there's nothing nice about me and Manny Pacquiao. Once we get inside the ring, we're both very, very aggressive. Manny Pacquiao is a very, very aggressive fighter. And I have to say, in recent fights, in recent years, I think everybody has been a little bit wary of his aggression. I know a man who won't be. That's me. And along with the new training camp that I had recently, I've improved my defence, I've improved my jab, I've improved my speed, I've improved my left jab, my head movement. But unlike in recent years where, because of Manny's aggressiveness, a lot of people have given ground, Manny Pacquiao is going to be fighting someone for the first time in recent years that won't give any ground. I think the last time somebody put the pressure on him, I think he lost to Eric Morales. And that's nowhere near the type of pressure which I think Manny will have to deal with that night.
Ricky Hatton is a great fighter also, and I hope this coming May too, you're gonna watch the fight. This is a once in a lifetime great fight you ever seen in boxing history.
Oldham entertain Leeds at Boundary Park this evening, and the early team news is the home side will be without Mark Crossley, while the visitors have injury concerns over Andy Robinson, Neil Kilkenny, Fraser Richardson and Andrew Hughes. And if you're up in time, I'll have highlights from the game in tomorrow morning's breakfast show from 6 o'clock. Manchester Phoenix paid a heavy price for their crammed fixture list, going down to 6-2 against the Coventry Blaze. That was at the Altrincham Ice Dome on Saturday night. It was their 7th game in 15 days. Brett Cloutier and Kenton Smith both on target. And Tony Hansman are back on the ice tomorrow evening with a home game against the Basingstoke Bison. Manchester City's Craig Bellamy, Mika Richards and Rubino are all injury concerns ahead of Wednesday night's game against Aston Villa. Craig Bellamy, he'll visit a specialist today in order to assess the damage sustained to his knee. That was during Sunday's 1-0 defeat against West Ham. That's all your sport from me for now. Please try and join Sam Goodman, who'll be with you from 5 o'clock this afternoon.
Mike, thank you very much for the update. Lots more to come on Monday's lunchtime news, including the row over a plastic bag vending machine at Manchester Airport and the school children getting an award from a Manchester band as part of a plan to stop them skipping lessons.
I'd love to be like them someday, because I know that you need to concentrate and try your best to get in school. And it's just, I'm dead happy.
This is the Lunchtime News here on Channel M. Welcome back. Don't forget you can always go online to watch this programme again and see any of our other reports as well. Lots there at channelm.co.uk right now, including a look at the work Macmillan nurses do for cancer patients here in Greater Manchester and why plans for the Mottram bypass have been postponed. That's at channelm.co.uk. Next, Manchester Airport is defending itself from critics accusing it of cashing in on the terror threat facing the UK. Passengers now have to pay £1 for the plastic bags they need to take liquids and cosmetics onto flights. Claire Fallon's been to get a reaction from the airport.
This is the vending machine at the centre of this furore. If I put in a £1 coin, I'll show you what I get. Turn that round there and I get a capsule that's got 2 see-through bags in it. Now, you need to use these bags to take things like toothpaste and makeup through security at the airport. It's because of the restrictions that were brought in a couple of years back over fears that terrorists could use liquids to smuggle explosives onto planes. Now, the thing is, until now, these bags have been free. In a couple of moments, I'll be talking to Russell Craig, who's from Manchester Airport. First, though, let's hear what some of the passengers think.
Good heavens. No, it's not on, is it really? No, you're paying enough as it is.
I think it's a total rip-off. We've just come from Greece and people were handing us free bags and free containers. And for some reason, I think we always get ripped off in the UK.
I think it's disgusting, really.
So that's what the passengers think, and I've got here with me now Russell Craig from the airport. Russell, you're just cashing in on your passengers here, aren't you?
Well, we're one of the last airports in the UK, certainly outside of London, to introduce this. And at Manchester, this is just a trial through Terminal 1 for 3 months while we evaluate whether it will work for us and for the passengers.
You could buy one of these bags, though, for about £1, couldn't you, in a supermarket, and you're charging £1 for 2.
We've found that while we've been giving them away, people have not just been taking one bag, but taking a handful. They get dropped on the floor, and the situation just couldn't carry on forever.
OK, Russell Craig from Manchester Airport, thank you for your time. Well, just to give you an idea of the amount of money that we're talking about here, around 7,000 people come through Terminal 1 every month. Now, if half of those use one of these vending machines, then over the space of a year, we're talking about £42,000. Claire Fallon, Channel M News.
Thanks, Claire. Jade Goody is expected to have an emergency operation later. She's been taken to the Royal Marsden Hospital in Fulham, where doctors will try to remove a blockage in her bowel. A spokesman says specialists have already brought her pain under control to give her a good night's sleep for the first time in several days. Detectives admit they've yet to find a motive for the death of a dad of 4 whose badly beaten body was found in woods at Alderley Edge. Rodney Marsh from Golborne was found just before noon on Thursday near Macclesfield Road. Post-mortem tests show he died from head injuries. A project to cut the number of children skipping school in part of Manchester has been celebrated. Designer badges have been given out to pupils at Plant Hill Arts College in Blakely with 100% attendance records by the rock band Kid British.
Sunny days, I know we're quite rare, but I don't care, 'cause I'm still happy, oh
important. It's an age-old idea, but one that is still as relevant today as it's ever been. And by using spokespeople that the kids can relate and look up to, staff here are hoping that they'll get the idea that the future does start here, and that if they play their cards right, anything can be possible.
It's just to show kids that it is actually good to make sure you have 100% attendance. We've learned today, even if you've got 90% attendance throughout 5 years, you miss half a year of school over 5 years. So it does actually show how important it is.
And I don't know, I keep looking back because I am dead happy. I am really happy.
And do you think this has really made you realise how important it is to kind of try hard at school?
Yeah, because I'd love to be like them someday, because I know that you need to concentrate and try your best to get in school. And it's just, I'm dead happy.
I think that bringing the band in has shown that children can go far in life and try the hardest and become what they want to be.
They convince me to come in every day and be good and listen in lessons, especially English.
We've been working with them since the beginning of January to raise attendance, and this celebrates success on the last half term. So we've got Kid British Band in today, and they're working with our students, telling them the importance of aspirations, about being good role models, and how they can go about improving their attendance and what it might lead to in the future.
Well done to everybody at Plant Hill there, and we can also now announce that we're getting behind the attendance challenge. Later this year, schools will be taking part in the Channel M Challenge for students with unblemished attendance records. We'll be opening the doors to our studios at Urbis to give students the opportunity to see what happens here behind the scenes. More details on that over the coming months. Time now for the weather with a forecast. Here's Polly Winder.
Well, this morning it's going to start off nice, but this afternoon it's not going to be great, so let me talk you through today. Initially dry and fairly sunny this morning before thickening cloud brings outbreaks of rain to northern parts late morning onwards. And after a bright start to the afternoon elsewhere, it's gradually going to turn cloudy and wet from the north. Maximum temperatures today probably between 7 and 9 degrees. This evening then, it's going to be predominantly cloudy with occasional showers, becoming mainly dry with broken cloud overnight, although further light showers are likely in the north at times. Minimum temperatures this evening are going to be around 2 degrees. Quick look ahead to the rest of the week. Tomorrow, after a fairly bright start, it's going to turn increasingly wet and windy through the course of the day, with persistent heavy rain to contend with during the afternoon. And then on Wednesday, we're going to have a sunny morning and a wet afternoon with highs of 6. Thursday, we're going to get the best of the sunshine, highs of 7. Then Friday, that rain is going to be back.
You're watching Channel M's Lunchtime News. These are our main headlines. 30 staff at the luxury Yangsing Hotel here in Manchester are to be made redundant. The £8 million boutique-style complex has shut its doors only 8 months after it opened. Manchester has been picked to coordinate a new high-tech system for dealing with gun crime. The ballistics service will make it quicker for police to check if a shooting is linked to other offences. It's already been used on more than 100 test crimes. And Danny Boyle's been given a hero's welcome in Radcliffe. The award-winning film director's brought his Oscar back to the social club he used to attend with his father as a child. We'll have more on all those stories in our early evening news with Andy Crane from 5, but from me and the rest of the Lunchtime team, bye-bye for now.